Spurs fans, football fans, good morning. It's about 6:30, 6:35, something like that. Might even be 7 o'clock, I ain't got a clue. No Spurs news, no football news. I've not looked at the World Cup news. I don't know how other channels are giving you this fantasy football transfer thing. It's absolutely crazy. Looked at one channel yesterday and they was like, Rashford says Rashford rejects Spurs and Porro. The Porro deal is off. And it just goes to show, because De Zerbi wants Porro. He wants to keep him. He was never going anywhere. And there's no reports in Spain from Rashford wanting to go to Spurs. So I said to my missus, I went, why are these people just lying? Like the clickbait with big names. She goes, perhaps they know something you don't know. I went, they don't know nothing I don't know. Like you don't know nothing they don't know. These people ain't in the know, are they? They've not got, all because they're bigger YouTube channels, don't mean they know any more than you do, the viewer, about transfers, about I do. We can all read. Well, most of us can read, I assume. But I've been trying to do a video for about 4 days, and because there's no proper news, no proper opinions to give on subjects, I found it really hard, to be honest with you, to get any sort of content out. And plus, I ain't playing this YouTube game where I just give you content for nothing. I just give you an opinion on stuff, you know. That's mainly what we do on YouTube, isn't it? You see stuff that's really happening and have your own opinion. Because that's what they always proclaim, don't they, on these channels? That's just my opinion. Well, now they better change that phrase to, it's just lies I made up. Because it is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. I'm glad the season's over, though. Absolutely glad the season's over, because I don't think I could have coped with any more football games. Even with De Zerbi as manager, I couldn't have coped. That's the worst season I've seen for football play. None of them players stepped up all through the season. That's why they was in the place they was in. I see a lot of people I've got an opinion on. Everyone starting to go down this Daniel Levy train and starting to say, well, he wasn't as bad as he made out. I've even seen sort of locals, I don't know whether they was locals, Tottenham fans outside the stadium saying, look what he's built us, look what they've built us, they're not bad. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, absolutely, if they was locals, they would, this is what makes me think that they're not locals, because if they was local and they've been a Spurs fan for years, then they would know that the people they used to go football with years ago ain't there no more. But do you know what? We're in 2026. Everyone's selfish, aren't they? Everyone don't care about everyone else. I've noticed that on YouTube with content creators. There's me messaging people, you're all right, blah, 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 trying to keep in touch, and you never get messages back. It's like, oh, right, it's the networking YouTube thing. There's only very few and far between. There's only, I'll be totally honest with you, there's 3 people out of the whole of the thing. And I message sometimes 10 or 15 people, but it's weird. Life's got very weird. The more I got older, the more people are getting more selfish. It never used to be like this back in the early 2000s or the 2010s. They did it. It was like, nah, everyone's got their own political persuasions. Everyone's been divided by this, been divided by that. And it's just got weird, isn't it? Or was it just getting older and wiser? You do pick and choose who are your friends now, because you keep a small friends group. I don't know. It's probably a mixture of all of them. But I'm not tinfoil wearing hat time and getting all paranoid over it. I just don't care no more, to be honest with you. I hope there's some good Spurs news to come out when the transfer window finally hits, because do you know what? I've had enough of YouTube. I've had to turn Talk Sport off in the car because it's just full of whinging Arsenal fucking fans. And yeah, the Simon Jordan, where he slaughtered the Arsenal YouTube and their things, he's completely right, because that group and the likes of Lee Gunner and a lot of other YouTubers, you can see it filtering through into other football channels, can't you? The AFTV, the Lee Gunner syndrome, where YouTubers think that they have to copy them, the ragebait style, and it's dividing a fan base online, isn't it? And then all of a sudden, it bleeds into real life, and it's like there's nothing good about the media, journalists in this day and age. There was nothing ever good about journalists. I mean, we all grew up, or a lot of us grew up through the 90s and the 80s, where journalists it started to get a lot rage baity to sell papers, didn't it? Murdochism again. And it's disgusting. They've all got disgusting. And it's propaganda and just shit, isn't it? We're all supposed to suffer it. Oh well, we're suffering it. We're paying the price with our mentalities, aren't we? Maybe I might watch a bit of Spurs YouTube today just to give myself something to watch, because I'm quite missing Tottenham, quite missing Spurs speech, but I'm not missing the lies. I'm not missing these stupid opinions what people have. I was saying in the previous, I don't know whether I mentioned it in the previous video or didn't. I don't know whether I put it up. But a lot of people want Lange out and Vinay out. And then these are the same people who I watched the month previous that were bigging up some of the Lange players. And I found it hypocritical. And I was saying that the Grand Bergvals with our team and all the other Lange players, the Simmonses, they ain't really done loads, have they? But I wasn't taking away that they could be great players in years to come. I was just saying they didn't really step up and get the goals or anything else. Not saying that they're not. They was hard working, but he does need to go, because he's not bringing in these these spectacular players that we all need for our football club to go next level. And I see De Zerbi wants to rebuild the midfield and get a stronger squad in and stuff like that. And it's totally different to what Vinay was saying when he was saying about the great reset. Because if De Zerbi wants to keep Paulinho, we just bought Conor Gallagher, and Bentancur's in midfield, and that's sort of like the midfield sorted. And I've got a feeling that the hierarchy are probably going to think, well, you've got your midfield sorted. Let's look at other positions on the pitch instead of looking at every fucking position, because to me, we need players everywhere, not just in certain positions. I think De Zerbi, if he's going to play this game and say he just wants to build a midfield and rebuild on the current squad, it's all good and well, but they do need to rebuild a rotational squad, even if we're not in Europe, even if we just got one game a week. Remember, we're in the cups as well. So some of it won't just be one game a week. I just feel that we need some proper strikers. You know, a peak midfielder who's like Bentancur, but 4 years younger and a lot fitter. You know, I don't know what you are thinking. Exactly the same thing, probably, or you're not. And I'm not putting all my hopes in Kevin Danzo and Mickey van der Ven, and if Romero stays, I'm not putting my hopes in them. I should have built a proper defence up around Romero a good few years ago when he was peak. Anyway, I'm going to go now. 10-minute video. Just thought I'd put my 2 pennies worth in. I'm getting pissed off with the fantasy transfers and everything else like that. It's doing nothing. And the Arsenal having a moan. Hey, on half whingers, proper whingers. But what did I expect when that's what I said about AFTV and the league gunners of this world? It's just rage bait. They've turned football, and a lot of people have copied them. And Goldbridge have turned it into rage bait and lies, haven't they, basically? And just echo chambering Sky News and all the Rupert Murdoch outlets. And, mate, well, all that said, viewers do like to watch them. There's no doubt in that. With their viewership, some of them have got. I'm at a loss. 2026, everyone's turned a bit funny this week, haven't they, with all the political situations going on in Britain. More and more of old friends I'm seeing are putting weird stuff on Facebook. The friends group is getting even smaller, and it's like, wow. And I'm looking forward to my holiday. Roll on. 42 days. 42 days. Or it might even be 41 days now. Hold on, what's today? Yeah, about 42 days. Anyway, have a good one. Take care. God bless. Love yous all.